With its release in 2017, Breath of the Wild redefined what it meant to be an open-world game, giving the player their first true experience of freedom. But today, we're here to answer one important question. Simply put, which game is better, the original Breath of the Wild or the sequel, Tears of the Kingdom? This is a heavily debated topic, so I'm going to give you a few facts about each game, as well as my own personal opinion. Here we go! In this section, I will be reviewing directly comparable features. Starting with the runes, Breath of the Wild gives you the ability to build ice on water. It also allows you to freeze pretty much anything before smashing it to your heart's desire. My personal favorite are the bombs. There's also the Master Cycle that comes with the DLC. It also provides the Camera Rune and, of course, Magnesis, which allows you to manipulate metallic objects. Tears of the Kingdom offers a similar solution with Ultra Hand, which can manipulate any object. More on that later. It too has a Camera Rune, but that's where the similarities end. The Fuse ability allows for endless weapon combinations. The Auto Build ability allows you to instantly recreate anything you've stuck together. Ascension allows Link to pass through any solid surface above him. And finally, Recall, which allows you to reverse the path of an object. The bosses are also extremely different. In Breath of the Wild, you fought various forms of heartless malice. But things are different in Tears of the Kingdom, where each boss carries its own theme, like the Marbled Goma, the Muktarok, Kalgera, and the Queen Gibdo. The same is true for Ganon. In Breath of the Wild, you fight an antagonist with rather flat characteristics. But Tears of the Kingdom presents Ganon as a rounded character, with a backstory, dialogue, and motives. And personally, I love this portrayal much more. The next striking difference are the champions versus the sages. Breath of the Wild gives you abilities that you can summon with the push of a button. This includes Daruk's Protection, Urbosa's Fury, Ravioli's Gale, and Mipha's Grace. Tears of the Kingdom offers aid in the form of sages, which follow you around fighting on your side. Riju emits a lightning shock when your arrow contacts something. Tulin gusts you forward. Yunobo can be fired like a cannonball. Minoru can be used as a sort of super-powered exoskeleton. And Sidon can form a protective layer of water. Whether you enjoyed the aid in Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild heavily relies on your style of gameplay. But one of my favorite changes in Tears of the Kingdom are the Skyview Towers. These are capable of blasting Link hundreds of feet into the air, a necessary mechanic for the new game. Contrast it to the towers in Breath of the Wild and you can kinda see what you're missing out on. Because even after climbing up these walls, your only reward is a vantage point that you can glide from. They also swapped the Sheikah aesthetic for one popularized in Kakariko Village, and I kinda like it. Another major change are the memories. In Breath of the Wild, you would wander around to random spots like this one to find it. But in Tears of the Kingdom, we now have geoglyphs. You can locate the dragon tear hidden within and recover the memory. I know a lot of people love Breath of the Wild for its story, but I honestly find the storyline in Tears of the Kingdom and the way they're discovered far more compelling. But now on to part 2. What has Tears of the Kingdom added? I'm going to point out two things, the Sky Islands and the Depths. These two main additions resulted in a rabbit hole of other technology. Literally. Because to traverse these new layers, you're gonna need some super powerful equipment. And what does this entail? Well, Ultra Hand will need to be more versatile, able to construct these machines. You'll also need an arduously long arsenal to defeat the increased number of enemies. See where this is going? Less weapon durability, broken stamina meters, numerous reoccurring enemies, clumsy controls, story continuity, overpowered constructs. These are all indirect effects of having a larger open world. So while Breath of the Wild does in fact have some major errors, it is a far cleaner game than Tears of the Kingdom. And I can confirm, it is a great game, and I was left wondering at the end of my first playthrough if there was anything truly better than this. And whether you enjoy Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom comes down to one thing. Trade-offs. Because if all you play is Breath of the Wild, you will never glide thousands of feet up in the air. A Bokoblin will never achieve his dreams of becoming an astronaut. You will never ride on the back of a dragon. You will never turn a falling stone into an elevator. So the real question is a slightly messier game worth these things to you? I was curious to see what you guys thought, so I made a poll about it. Here are the results. In just 20 hours, 57% of the 63 people that voted said that Breath of the Wild was the superior game. And given that Breath of the Wild has nostalgia on its side, Tears of the Kingdom is a very strong sequel, and is also my favorite of the two. The trade-offs are well worth the excitement for me. And lastly, feel free to subscribe because if you love Zelda, you're in for a real treat. And as always, thanks for watching.